What's up, you guys? Mr. Main Event, Sean B here. And I'm still alone by myself doing this. As you know, Alex is still in Texas.
Wait. Who's in Texas?
Psych, he's right here. Got you guys. Today, first off, I'm going to say I'm happy he's back.
Yeah, everything in Texas kind of imploded in on itself, so I came back to California.
And today, we have a special video for you today. We are doing our 2016 greatest matches to us of WWE and so on and so forth. So let's get right into it.
Okay, let's start with our honorable mentions.
Well, I was going to do my honorable mentions at the end, but you could start with yours.
No, let's start with honorable mentions because top 10, we want to walk into it.
Okay, so I have about only 2 honorable mentions. I have Kevin Owens wins the Universal Championship on Raw. After the draft, they had to have a new champion, of course, as you all seen. And Kevin Owens, I've been waiting for him to be a champion for a long time. And the fact that the way it went down is Triple H coming out and pedigreeing Seth Rollins, turning on Seth Rollins, handing the belt to Kevin Owens, just made for an amazing main event match with the 4 people involved. So, what a nice turn and a nice win for Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
My second one is Gargano versus Ciampa, the Cruiserweight Classic. Now, if you haven't seen the Cruiserweight Classic, it's just a bunch of wrestling. There's no storytelling. There's no nothing. And it may sound boring, but it's just a bunch of amazing wrestlers wrestling. And Ciampa and Gargano are the NXT Tag Team Champions right now, but for God's sakes, did they beat the hell out of each other in this match and deserve this honorable mention. Now,
I've got some. 2 of them you already went over, which was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and the Cruiserweight Challenge. My other one is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the first time they faced off. That one was a really good match. It was one of the few that I've actually seen.
I forgot to mention the rules that you could say series as part of your top 10.
Okay. Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
So that's actually in my list. Yeah. So So let's start with number 10.
Okay.
My 10. This is going to give me a ton of heat from you internet marks, but I personally loved it. I personally think it was a good storytelling wise, and that would be Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
I can't put that one in even in my honorable mentions.
He's even mad.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I just have this thing about that was a 20-second match for all the hype it had.
Let me explain myself.
Okay, explain.
Okay, so they built Brock Lesnar up as this undefeated monster for 2+ years. And he was getting kind of stale. Let's be honest. He was being stale. Every time I'd see him, I'm just like, oh my God, 16 suplexes, F5, suplexes. When is it going to end, right? And then Goldberg comes in. Yes, granted, he was out of the ring for 12 years. But he came in and dominated Brock Lesnar. He straight up, it may have been a short match, but he dominated Brock Lesnar. There's still the Royal Rumble. There's still possibly WrestleMania. So
I think they're going to have a rematch at WrestleMania.
And he just wanted to do it for his son. So what made it better is, Goldberg won. I'm
going to get some heat from you for this one. But my 10 was Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship.
I think that's actually...
It was a great match because you had 3 people who know each other quite well. And they're just countering everything that each one could throw at them. They had no outplay. There was so many new things they all tried just to win this match that I thought it was really good. I thought the story behind it was crap, but I thought it was a great match.
Plus you had the 3 Shield members going at it.
Oh yeah.
Now let's move on to number 9.
Okay, since you started with 10, let me go with 9.
Okay.
Mine was Cena versus Styles at Money in the Bank.
Ooh, that's actually higher up on my list.
It wasn't as high for me just because, it was a great match, but I didn't like how it ended with Gallows and Anderson interfering.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I remember that because I was live.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy that. I wanted to see those two just go at it, just them. But
their pure wrestling was amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I did not like how it ended. With
Personally, as a AJ Styles fan.
Oh, I love AJ Styles. Me and you've been AJ Styles fans since TNA.
Yeah. Too sweet me. So, I loved it. But that's higher up on my list. I'm going to go with my number 9, which might get another piece of heat. But this, god damn. I don't think it'll get heat. No, screw it. I think the Survivor Series men's main event, the 5-on-5, Raw versus SmackDown.
You're going to get some heat from me on this one. That didn't make mine.
Well, I'm talking about like everything towards the end when the Shield.
Yes, the power bomb. Yeah.
Yes, it pissed me off a little bit because it was on AJ Styles. It was on Team SmackDown. You know, I was in the predictions. We did I was Team SmackDown. You were Team Raw.
No, I was Team SmackDown.
Oh, Team SmackDown.
We were both Team SmackDowns. Yeah. The only ones that we had different were the men's and women's, which we both split. Yeah, we split. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Ambrose could have cost Team SmackDown, but hey, for the sake of a reunion from the Shield that could possibly happen at Royal Rumble again, I'm all for it. That's my top. That's my 9. That's my number 9.
What's your 8?
My 8, AJ Styles versus John Cena versus Ambrose for the World Championship at No Mercy.
Had that one.
I'm kind of biased too because we're both there.
Yeah, so. I have that higher on my list.
Well, you see, like he had Styles low. I had that match at Money in the Bank. I just think this was an amazing match. It went on first, so it kind of killed the rest of the pay-per-view. But it was just balls to the wall, just false finishes, false counts, major hits,
That match, honestly, was the best match at No Mercy.
Yes, it was. And the fact that it went on first was bad decision, Vince. Bad decision. I get it. You wanted, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, which kind of took a shit in your face anyways because he's champions.
We already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. So, what is your number 8?
Okay, you're going to give me crap for this one.
Are we going to say this the whole video?
Yeah, pretty much. It was the ladders match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania.
Oh, WrestleMania. Okay.
Yeah. Sin Cara, Miz, Ryder,
Yeah,
Ziggler.
I might give you a little crap for that one.
I enjoyed
the fact that Zack Ryder won, I love, but...
You saw what all of those men did to each other. They did stuff that you saw in high matches, high card matches, where people are going through ladders, through tables. They were literally doing things you'd see on main events as a mid card. That's why I put it high on my list.
I can agree. So what is your 7 since you started?
Okay. It was the career versus title Intercontinental match between Dolph Ziggler and The Miz at No Mercy.
I might make that my honorable mention since I meant to put that in there.
Okay.
So,
but I'd have it that high because nobody saw the Spirit Squad getting kicked out of the match, and then Miz hitting 2 skull-crushing finales on Dolph Ziggler, not taking him out. Just made it for just an amazing event.
Until Maurice and Spirit Squad,
they got kicked out.
Okay, yeah, I remember now. Dolph won, which yes, we all wanted to see happen. So,
and he deserves the title. He's worked his ass off for them.
So my 7 is from NXT. Is DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Ciampa versus the Revival series of their matches. My God, was that got my heart racing every time. Like, is this the one? Is this the one that DIY is finally going to win? Then they lose, and then they win, and then they lose they lose again for the championships, and then finally at the last takeover, Toronto, DIY was able to pull off in a 2 out of 3 falls match against the Revival, and that just keeps your heart racing because you don't want DIY to win. I'm gonna get heat for this, but I hate the Revival. I love them at the same time, but I just hate the way they do things. I know that I get it, they're old school, but the way they cheat and everything, it's just so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And just their attitudes and stuff. But I'm glad DIY pulled it out. You watch that match; it's a fucking amazing match. So I'm gonna let you take over. Did you say 7 already?
Yeah, I did 7.
Okay.
It's your turn. 6.
6. You said this, and I said this is in my list. The Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe series. My God.
They're great. I just don't watch enough NXT to actually put it higher in my list. I don't have the WWE Network.
Shinsuke comes out beats Joe for the first time for the championship. Then Joe takes it. Then Shinsuke takes it. Finally, in Japan, he won it back from Joe. So they're both 2-time NXT champions. Great freaking matchups. You gotta go watch the WWE Network. Shinsuke versus Joe. The main point of NXT right now. So let's go with your number 5.
It's number 6, and mine is Dean versus Lesnar versus Roman at Fastlane. You're gonna give me shit, and I already know this.
Well, because I kind of don't remember that match. Anyway.
It was. You have to. I love that match because it was. It pretty much felt like it was a 2-on-1, and then Dean Ambrose started to attack Roman Reigns, which just you thought, okay, these two are going to work together and just make Brock Lesnar hurt, and they did for a little while, and then Dean turned on Roman, and then Roman turned on Dean, and it just became an all-out fight.
2 brothers fighting at war for the championship.
It's not like we don't know anything about fighting.
Now,
that's my 5.
Yeah.
My 5 is Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't like how it ended, but the physical brutality and the way they went all out versus each other, I was standing on edge the whole time.
Yeah. They beat the hell out of each other.
They went through a steel cage.
The stipulation was stupid, but whatever. My number 5 is AJ Styles versus John Cena at Money in the Bank. Like you said, but because reasons. Reasons. I'm a Bullet Club Mark, so
yeah, it was a great match.
So we already went over this, so I'm gonna go straight to my number 4 if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it.
Sasha versus Charlotte, the first time Sasha won her championship.
Mine is all of Sasha and Charlotte's matches because, let's be honest here, we're all sick of it. They've been fighting since NXT.
We're sick of it, and they're gonna do hopefully the last match at Roadblock this Sunday, which is we need to do we forgot to do a predictions. Oh well.
We'll do that. We'll do that next video.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, what he said, it was a great series of matches, and hopefully they can move on now. Hopefully Bayley will get the shot that she deserves, or Dana Brooke.
I think it's going to be Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks for a little while.
Well, if Nia Jax comes out from being missing in action, so yeah. Go ahead, you're number 3.
My number 3, Cena versus Styles versus Ambrose at No Mercy. We've already talked about it. We don't need to go into it again. I just liked it because it was one hell of a finish and one hell of a fight throughout. And you thought for a while that Ambrose or Cena were going to win it.
Yes, I agree. So this is my number 3. The debut of Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT versus Sami Zayn at TakeOver Dallas. There's just the pure energy of that match. The crowd was chanting "Fight forever." It seemed like it was going on forever, but I didn't care because these 2 great athletes fighting each other. Just Triple H knows what the hell he is doing in NXT.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
And like I said, I don't watch enough NXT to actually be able to put any of those matches in. They'll make my honorable mentions.
Yes. Let me put it this way. That whole match was greater than anything on the WrestleMania card.
Absolutely. I'm not denying it. Everyone has told me so. I just have not seen it, so I cannot judge off of
Yeah,
it. So,
especially with Sami Zayn's going away to the main roster for good,
yeah. My number 2 is Seth versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam. That was one hell of an epic match.
You'll find out why I'm laughing later.
Okay, I'm guessing that's your number 1. Am I right?
Well, I mean, let's just stick with them.
Okay, so let me explain. I watched two guys beat each other, and it looked like there was going to be no end to this fight. It looked like you just kept wanting to watch because it was so epic. They were pulling everything out, every little trick they had, just to try to win.
I agree. But my number 2, I think we talked about this already. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank, with Dean Ambrose cashing in to win his first WWE World Championship.
That was I don't think that was in my honorable mentions, but I think I meant to add it.
Because being there live, like, again, another live one for me, and just like, yes, Seth won from Roman, because, we all hate Roman. It's not because it's a cool thing to do. I literally hate Roman. His character and everything. I don't hate him as a person, but I hate...
Yeah, he's...
But, like...
He's
finally
Batista. He's literally Batista.
Seth Rollins winning, and then, out of nowhere...
Dean Ambrose. Yeah.
Out comes Seth Rollins. Excuse me. See, I'm so excited. Dean Ambrose hits the dirty deeds on Seth Rollins.
Wins
it. Man, my voice was gone by the end of the time I got out of the arena. I was jumping, and I even hugged my friend that was with me, hugging like up and down. So excitement, I felt like a schoolgirl. But that's another story.
Okay. Let's go to our number 1s.
Well, I gotta say my number 1 first, since you didn't even say a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the Universal Championship.
Okay, we don't need to explain.
For me, it's just the way that it was so brutal. And it's sad that Seth ended up hurting Finn. It wasn't his fault, like people say. But
he slipped on that throw, and
he didn't protect himself on that throw.
And you're going to give me shit for my number 1, and I really don't care. It was the Royal Rumble title match. I did not like how it ended.
Is that considered? That's considered 20. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was January.
All right. It's almost January, folks. You got to give me a breaky.
I never give you a break. Go fuck yourself. Cut that out. But I thought it was interesting because it's the first time this title was ever held in an over-the-top Royal Rumble match.
It's not the first time. They had Ric Flair do it before.
First time for
since the 80s or something.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. And just the fight, all the surprises, everything coming out. I didn't like how it ended, like I said. But man,
Triple H winning.
Yeah, he should not have won it. I think he needs to stop wrestling, but that's another story. But it was different. It's not like one of those normal matches where you see somebody just come out, cost Roman the title, and somebody else winning it.
Mm-hmm.
That was something nobody saw coming with Triple H coming out. The energy in that ring was amazing. Everyone was fighting as hard as they could just to win it.
Yes.
And lots of people who, like AJ Styles, everyone thought he had a great chance of winning. And he was eliminated quickly.
Yep. But this year, my prediction is they're going to pull a legacy on us and have Bray Wyatt win.
Maybe.
And that was our 2016 greatest matches of all time of 2016. If you disagree, leave it in the comments what your 2016 greatest matches are. Leave a like on this and share this with everybody. That'll be very appreciated. Thank you. Good night. We'll be back with our Roadblock end of the line predictions coming soon. Thank you.